Understanding the benefit of health and well-being, Glenn Joselowitz opened the Kids Gym. Their aim is to provide turnkey, holistic services in support of the overall wellness and development of every child, whether they have special needs or special talents.
The Kids Gym was born through inspiration of my daughter. Emily was born with some neuromuscular conditions, and I used to sneak her into my gym, into the studios and work with her, and I saw just such an amazing transformation, not only physically, and more importantly as a father, emotionally. And that prompted me to go, well, this is probably needed by many more kids, not just kind of kids like my daughter, but general exercise. You know, not everybody wants to be a top sportsman, but need to exercise and need to see the benefits of exercise. With my need and my want to help children, you can't help but in a country like this to go, well, it's not only for the privileged. In fact, it's the disadvantaged and the kids that don't have the opportunity that is something that's very passionate to myself. So I started physical literature for children to be able to accommodate children that could not afford to come to the Kids Gym and get this type of expertise or this type of physical education.
Our learners struggle to control and they struggle with lots of different disabilities. And so coming to this gym has been an amazing opportunity for our learners to find themselves and to explore their own bodies and what they can do and the abilities that they have that they thought they couldn't do, but they actually can cope with.
The children from the Molenbeek School are a great example of what we're doing in physical literature for children. These are children that are from disadvantaged areas, tough upbringings, but also some physical and mental requirements. It is a perfect test and a perfect trial to go into a school that desperately needed a physical education program and tell them that we could take it over and develop it here. So there was a lot of trust and a lot of motivating to do that, but the headmaster, the vice headmaster and the teachers got it immediately, and I think the proof was in the pudding.
Our learners have various disabilities. They come from a school for severely mentally handicapped learners, and within that they've been so sheltered within their families because of fear of being left out. So now they get this opportunity to be a part of a bigger picture, something that they feel like this is us. We can do this. These little equipment is made just for us. So those sort of things has allowed them to be a little bit more like a child, because many times our learners are left behind. Our learners are told by the community, by family members even, you don't fit in, you're not good enough. And so at our school we have a very difficult job of trying to build their self-confidence. Once we can build their self-confidence, they start to learn, they start to believe in themselves, and then they start to get better at what they're doing.
Once you expose the kids to their potential, there's a beautiful kind of obstacle that just gets dissipated over time, and the confidence comes through, the ability comes through, and these kids that perhaps didn't want to do sport before actually become quite good at what they're doing and feel achieved, and there's a sense of inclusion and a sense of achievement, a sense of team. So the Kids Gym has been developed to find that potential, not only physically but emotionally, because once you unlock that I can in these children, there's a tremendous amount that they can actually achieve. So our trainers are very special, and they've all got a physical education background. We had over 90 trainers apply for the positions, and we chose around 15 at the end of the day. So for me, the defining factors were their ability to work with children, their natural ability to work with children, their love for children. And I also wanted staff that were good role models for these kids. A lot of these kids don't have that in their lives and are so desperate for heroes. And the thing about a child, they will have a role model and a mentor, whether they're good or bad. So we wanted to make sure that they were exposed to people of the highest quality, high quality morals, and their need and want to help children flows through. And we've seen it. We've seen how these kids kind of hang on the staff's every word, and you know, they're cool and they're young and they're fit, and they are such a motivator for these children.
With the physical literacy children, as a trainer, it involves being very engaged with the kids. They are very demanding, but it demands a lot of patience to teach them more than the physical side. It's also about the individual and their experience as kids.
With the group that we had this morning, the divisions that we have are based on their ability, firstly. So we first had them all just separated by random groups, and then we assessed their abilities. So who needs help with their ball skills, who needs help with physical strength, who needs help with balance, and so on and so forth. That's how we separate the kids into the different categories, I would say.
I've monitored them from the beginning. So they've done 2 assessments so far, and their skill levels have improved so dramatically. There's been a child that they will score in 1, for example, and the next assessment, after a 6-month period, they score all 4s or all 5s. So there's a big improvement. They do still need improvement in certain areas, but majority of their scores are insanely improved.
All the different sections that we have in the gym are all there for a specific reason. So the trampoline that we have over here is there to assist with spatial awareness, I would say. So when a kid is jumping, they're aware of their body being up, and they're aware when they land, they need to keep their posture right. So it helps with core, it helps with posture, but it's also just to help kids to express themselves in different ways and to include fitness in that.
Physical literacy is really about gross motor skill development, and we have a very small window to get those gross motor skills right. If we don't get them right within a child before the age of around 12 years old, it's something that they can improve on when they're older, but if they've got those core skills at a young age, they can develop them and just go on to far bigger and better things. Because sport and exercise is more than just a health thing and a movement thing. It teaches discipline, it teaches respect, self-respect, and we're hoping that those emotional needs can also be met through our program.
It's a really fulfilling role or a fulfilling experience to actually know that you're changing kids' lives. You're not just teaching them something physical, but you're giving them something that they can take with them into the future.
The Derech Eretz for me is the values and the teachings we give these children beyond physical. It opens doors. It allows for hope. It exposes them to environments they never would have been exposed to. It exposes them to people they wouldn't have been exposed to. And I'm hoping through this journey, through physical literacy, that as they're improving their bodies, as they're improving their minds, their dreams become bigger. And it allows them to go, well, you know, when I got here, I couldn't do hopping on my left leg or my right leg. I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. Now I can do it. And how does that get interpreted into my life? The things, the can'ts, I can't or you won't, now is hopefully going to be, I can. The possibilities are there. The dream is there. And the learnings they get from here, hopefully they will be able to take into their lives going forward.